Evening team, you're like, is this Julie? She's not in her fitness stuff. What's going on? I know, right? I was out in the garden earlier because, on a boiling hot day, what else do you want to be doing than building stone steps? I never built steps before, but I just have a bash and have a go at it, and they're turning out all right. I think it's going to look a bit like if you follow me for a while, you see my dry stone wall I've been building. I just have a crack and have a go. I think they're going to end up looking like the dry stone wall, so they're going to blend in and be a bit of a mirage, and these steps are in this dry stone wall. I think it looked quite good. But yes, ultimately then I had to go and have a shower because it's absolute manky. So I look like gardener's nails. I now understand why they have those kits in shops. I used to think they were for old people, straight up. Just when you didn't know what to buy them, you'd buy them like a nail kit, and now I get it. I get it. I'm not a big keen gardener, but I mean the state of my nails, like they need some work after being in garden. But anyway, what I want to talk to you tonight is about more protein without all the carbs. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Julie from Revive Fitness and Nutrition, coming to you with all the tips around nutrition, keeping it real, and fitness, female health, cancer rehab, you name it, all things kind of female related to help us be healthy, be confident in our bodies, and strong, powerful, and independent women, and be able to do things. What I've been doing in the garden today, like lifting 20 kg stones by yourself, cracking on, being able to do it. Yeah, sometimes it's good to ask for help, but it's also good to be independent and have the option, right? But let's get on to it then, because we're going to talk about something some women have been struggling with in my 14-day challenge that I've been running. I've been running a summer tone challenge, and a key theme that came up was the struggle to get more protein in without upping the carbs. So I thought, well, that's a really good lesson that I think I can share with everybody. So I want to come on and talk about that today. So for us women who are over 40, our protein needs have actually increased. But so many women are unknowingly not eating enough. So not just in food in general when they're trying to lose weight, but also under eating protein, which can slow down fat loss, reduce energy, and make it harder to keep that lovely lean muscle. That toned look you want is muscle, okay? So you do need to feed the muscles in order to have that toned look rather than the skinny look. So today I'm going to give you a simple, no fuss way to boost your protein without adding more bread, pasta, rice, or starchy carbs. One example I use is people send off lentil soup and they're like, oh, how can I get more protein? Then I have to add more or a bigger portion, and then it can up and up the carbs, and that's where you can get stuck. It's where many vegetarians struggle and vegans, because they tend to up and up the carbs without getting that protein hit, to try and get the protein hit basically. Okay, so quick recap of why does protein matter? Why is everyone banging on about protein? Well, it keeps you full for longer, first up. It supports muscle tone, as I've mentioned, helps with your hormone balance, and it reduces cravings, especially sugar, and it aids fat loss by keeping your metabolism active, okay? So it's all those good things about keeping you fuller for longer, feeding the muscles to help the tones look. And remember, protein doesn't mean more calories. You can shift your meal balance and feel amazing. So I'm going to dive into some ways in which to do that. First up, what I do all the time is add more chicken or any other lean protein. So say you've got a recipe, a stir fry, it may even be a soup, just double the amount of chicken. Or if there's no chicken in it, add chicken or whatever protein it is you're using. So if you normally use one small chicken breast, try 1.5 or 2. It's lean, it's low in carbs, and super filling. Because a lot of recipes, and this is where you struggle when you go out and eat, there's often not a lot of protein in restaurant menus, especially pasta dishes. Even if it's a filled dish, there's not that much protein in it. So that's where I struggle when I go out to eat, because I often find I'm hungry afterwards because there's not a whole heap of protein. But at home, you can add more, okay? And you're going to get the extra protein without the carbs. Okay, so again, if the recipe's got 200 grams and you need 260, 300, add that extra. Okay, number 2 is use egg whites for volume. So eggs for breakfast, for lunch, and an omelette, scrambled, poached, however you like it. Keep the whole egg for healthy fats, but add 2 to 3 egg whites to boost your protein without the extra carbs or calories. Now, if you're going, what am I meant to do with the yolk, Julie? Well, if you're like me, you got a dog, the dog's more than happy to have the egg yolks. If not, you can buy them in a carton. They can be quite expensive buying them that way. Or if you've got a partner like me, a husband like me, who is actually not that bothered and not really into health and fitness, so he's happy to have the egg yolks, then by all means, give it to the dog, give it to your husband, or buy the egg whites. But ultimately, you want to get more whites for volume for the extra protein. Number 3, switch to Greek yogurt, unsweetened. So unsweetened, not the stuff that's got all this aspartame in it. Unsweetened, great yogurt. It's thick, it's creamy, it's high in protein, low in carbs, and unlike fruity yogurts. And you can add chia seeds to it, you can add berries. If protein powder is your thing and you use protein powders, you can add a scoop of protein powder in it. You can have it for a snack or for breakfast. And instead of like sour cream, also simply one unsweetened, you can add it to like your chicken fajitas too. Now, protein powder isn't something I use with many of my clients. I do use it. I prefer to get protein from whole foods. But if you're vegetarian, vegan, it can be a struggle to get it in without upping the carbs. So add a scoop of protein powder into your oats, your smoothie, your pancakes, or a low carb protein powder can boost your intake by 20 grams without changing the meal too much. Just check the label and aim for a protein powder with 5 grams carbs per scoop. So aim for protein powders under 5 grams of carbs per scoop. Okay. So if you are somebody that uses protein powder or you do a lot of training, I used to use it when I was doing 35 classes a week. Obviously, if you're doing high intensity training, I need to use it. Or if you're on a diet, that means it's hard for you to get your protein up. Then protein powder might be a solution for you. And then we kind of mentioned about plant-based stuff. So tofu, tempeh, if you're cutting back on meat or you're veggie, then these are a fantastic low carb option. You can fry them, you can grill them, stir fry them, air fry them. They're plain right, so you can add a lot of flavor to them. So again, they're a great way to get the protein up without all the carbs. Number 6 is cottage cheese or quark. So this is great as a snack or part of a meal. Again, low in carbs, high in protein. You can add herbs and use it as a savory dip. Mix some cinnamon, a few berries in for sweetness. You get some cottage cheese with like pineapple in it. You can have it on your bagel, like as if it's a cream cheese. So yeah, just really find ways it works for you. Okay, team. Another final way is with hemp seeds, nami beans, chia. They're small, but they are great sprinkled on salads, soups, or yogurts. They're not a huge source of protein by themselves, but they add up over the day, and they're really good to add to your diet for fiber and to help keep you regular and help prevent bloating. All right, so that is the key around how you can add protein without upping the carbs, and it's about being intentional. So you don't have to overhaul your meals, you just upgrade what you're doing. Add an extra serving of chicken, stir in some protein powder if that's your thing, swap out the low protein carbs for the higher protein swaps, and the little tweaks will make a huge difference in your energy and your strength, your fat loss, especially for women over their 40s. If you found this helpful, then drop me a note and let me know what your biggest takeaway is in the comments. And if you want to chat about what the next step is for you, then feel free to drop me a note and find out about the different ways of working with myself. No fad diets, all about whole foods and based on food you enjoy, and it's going to fit with your lifestyle. So it's all about personalized food for you, workouts for you, or it could just be nutrition. Either way, I'm all about personalization, but thanks for being here. I'll see you next week in the lives, and any questions on that, please drop me a note and I'll speak to you soon.